Hello and welcome back to the Firefox Den. This is going to be the part 2 of the anime female leads. If you haven't already watched the part 1, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to it in the description box below. Man, I've come a long way. I know 30 subscribers isn't a lot, but I really do appreciate the support that I have gotten thus far. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and keep on doing these kinds of videos for you guys. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, so to start things off, we're going to look at the romance genre. Now, romance obviously is that lovey-dovey, jumbo-mumbo nonsense between obviously a girl and a guy, typically, but since we're in 2017. Anyways, the girl that I think that would best represent this in the anime world would probably be Kagome from the Inuyasha series. The Inuyasha series follows up the story between Kagome and Inuyasha along with their friends. What they go out doing is looking out for these things known as the Shikon Jewels, along with searching out for Naraku, which is the main villain of the series. The reason why I believe Kagome fits for this list is because the romance between her and Inuyasha was something of entry level. What I mean by that is it's something that can be relatable for not only for girls but for guys as well. It doesn't overpollute the overall story, which makes it something that we can all understand and agree with, along with appreciate as well. Kagome's and Inuyasha's love starts out to be something that's more of an annoyance and a flirtatious thing, and it just slowly starts to build to even to the point where they marry at the end of the series, which is something that I can appreciate. For this reason alone, for it not being a generic love story, I believe Kagome deserves to be on this list, and the romance between the two of them shows how romance can actually work in anime. Alright, so moving forward, we're going to take a look at the historical anime genre. Now, historical anime genres are my favorites, and they usually consist of typically two different kinds of timelines. Usually it's going to be feudal era Japan, so that's with samurais and ninjas, etc. Or usually around like post-World War II or pre-World War II scenarios. The anime girl lead that I think best fits this would be Fu from the Samurai Champloo series. Samurai Champloo is, in short, pretty much about Fu tricking two samurai into having to go on an adventure with her to look for the samurai that smells of sunflowers. Now, the reason why I like Fu so much and why I placed her on this list is because usually when you take a look at historical anime female leads, they're typically girls who have something to prove, so they typically become samurais themselves or some type of strong person, or honestly they're just weak damsels or in distress, or they're just whores for the story. They're not really, they're either too much or they're too little. I feel as if Fu is a great balance in between, because she lacks the experience, but she's great comedic relief for the actual cast, and on top of that, she's an actual main character. Like, without her, the story wouldn't exist. Where for most historical anime, the female lead that's in there is generic, or they can easily be replaced by someone else. They don't necessarily need her. Fu is more important, as to say, compared to someone such as Sakura. So for me personally, I believe Fu should be on this list. Alright, so for the next category, we're going to do something a little bit different. This is known as Western anime. And what Western anime are actually cartoons originating from the Western Hemisphere that are just anime influenced. So that would be things such as Code Lyoko or Totally Spies. The anime female lead that I think best fits this would be Korra from the Legend of Korra series. Now, for those who don't already know what that is, it's pretty much the second portion of The Last Airbender, the Avatar series. If you still don't know what that is, then again, I really do think that you probably off yourself if you haven't done for the other video. Anywho, when it comes to Korra, the reason why I feel as if she should be on this list is because I feel as if she represents a modern day Wonder Woman. Not only is she a strong female lead for growing children to look up to, but she's extremely relatable. Though being extremely strong, she's humble with her powers. She has the same growing up teenager anger issues and wanting to know what love is, wanting to hang out with friends just like everyone else, all while at the same time being able to save the world on multiple occasions. She's just an overall badass in my opinion. There's no other Western anime type female that I feel as if that would best fit besides Korra. So yeah, she definitely deserves to be on this list. Next on the list would be slice of life animes. Slice of life animes, as it sounds, just follows the ordinary lives or even extraordinary lives of anime characters. The anime female lead that I feel as if stands out when it comes to this genre would be Nano from the Nichijou series. The Nichijou series follows, well, I guess, an abundance of preteen girls and their years in high school, just living out immense amount of antics. It's probably one of the most funniest shows I've seen, to be completely honest. Why Nano is being chosen for the position is simply because the show itself more centered around her. Nano is a robot with a big, what do you call those? With a big cork on her back. And the first season of Nichijou, she's pretty much wanting to be a teenager like everyone else and go to high school, where her second season would be more towards being afraid that people will figure out that she's a robot, even though she has a gigantic cork on her back anyway. Again, to me personally, Nano's on here because of how funny she is, especially compared with the other series, and how interesting her life is. If I'm gonna follow or watch a slice of life, the life can at least be interesting or funny in some form of entertainment, and this is probably one of the most entertaining shows I've ever watched. So, Nano, congratulations, you made it on my list. Alright, so next on the list, we're going to take a look at the sci-fi genre. Sci-fi obviously would be things that revolve around mechs, new technology, future-related things, robots, etc. The anime female lead that I personally would say is the best fit for this list would be Mira from the Dimension W series. Now, I know I might get a lot of hell for not having someone from Ergo Proxy or someone from Ghost in the Shell on here, but what sets Mira apart from people like Major and whatnot would be the fact that her drive to want to be a human and to want to understand the world through a human's perspective, to me, stands out a lot more than those other characters. Where in their case, they come off as really dry, hers is as if she's already human. She just wants the actual blood and body parts and whatnot. As far as what Dimension W is about, it's kind of complex, to be honest. Dimension W is an anime where there's a fourth dimension known as Dimension W. It consists of the memories and different possibilities of people's lives, and they use it as an energy source. The other main character, put his name here. The other main character, his duty is to collect these energy sources called coils, but he collects the illegal ones. So he has a hard time relating to Mira because he lost what was good to his life because of coils, and Mira is a living coil. But anyway, in regards to her being a robot, that's the end of this video. Thanks, bro. Alright, actually, before I go, again, I wanted to thank you guys for all the support that I've gotten so far, and I also wanted to apologize for the quality of the past few videos that I had. I have a lot of things going on right now, but I still wanted to produce videos for you guys. But yeah, with that being stated, I'm definitely going to have something new coming up for you guys, hopefully by next Monday. And Firefox out.